Hello. I am so excited about sharing this with you guys today. So whether you catch it live or you catch it on the replay, it doesn't matter. I just cannot wait to show you guys some extremely exciting things about how you can motivate your readers and yourself like no other. So I'm going to put this big screen and wait for a few seconds while we get some people in here. I do this whole thing on raising real readers, and the reason I do this is because I'm a reading specialist of 26 years. I've been teaching reading specialists for probably about, hi Jason, for probably about, well, I think it's 11 years now. But the one thing that I've struggled with over the years is trying to find a way to motivate my kids to want to read. So I have come upon something that is absolutely wonderful. So I wanted to share it out with you guys. So if you would share with others, I don't think there's a teacher that would not want to see this, grades K through 12, because honestly, you can use this with any grade level. So I see so many people joining me. I'm trying to keep up with it. Kinderbrations, I'm so excited that you're excited. And so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk about this screen a second while I let people come in. But raising real readers, it takes a lot of work. And I've worked for this on many years. And it takes ideas and resources is what we're going to talk about today. And engaging lessons. That's why it's in red. We're going to talk about this today. But then time, patience, and reinforcement. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough how much those things are important, especially the patience part. Now, I work with struggling readers, but this honestly works with any reader, and I can explain that in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera. Hi, my name is Jenny, and I am from Link to Teach. I am a reading specialist, like I talked about, and I work with kids in grades K through 5, which is kind of challenging in itself because I have to kind of deal with the whole gamut of things, with beginning reading to now we're reading to learn, and we're reading for an interest and excitement, and it's amazing the kinds of things that I cover in a day. I go from kindergarten to fourth graders to this to that. So I have found some great things that have worked for every single group. And you're going to be astounded by this, but I actually have second graders who are using this app that I'm going to talk about all by themselves. I taught one of them today and let the others watch, and the rest of them just followed through. So I'm going to show you that too. So the whole idea here is that we're trying to motivate kids to want to learn and want to read. So last year I started doing this thing called book trailers with my whole entire school, and any student who wanted to create a book trailer could go, and I actually have this picture I can put up on my website at linktoteach.com about this read box that I made. And what we did was my coworker and I put together all these award-winning books that we thought you kids should not miss, and kept looking for new ones that were released and just trying to really promote good books. And so I made this whole read box for them, kind of like a red box. So yeah, book trailers and iMovie are amazing, but I found something that's even easier than iMovie, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So using a green screen in your classroom, I used to think, oh, it's just for movies, but it is not just for movies. I have come across so many things you can do with the green screen in your classroom. It's crazy. So I have all of this for you, and I'll show you where to find that when we're all done here. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to show you, I went ahead and put a PowerPoint together because I lose my train of thought talking to people on Periscope, and I wanted to make sure that I could show you every single way that you could use a green screen in your classroom, and then I'm going to show you how completely inexpensive this is to do, and you're going to be blown away. So easy, inexpensive. I cannot catch all the people on here. Voracious teacher? That's amazing. I love that name. So anyway, I wanted to go ahead and show you an easy way to do this where, like I told you, a second grader was able to do this, and I hope to take it on down the notch. Maybe even my first graders could do it. They're so excited. They see the other kids doing it, and they're like, please, please let me do it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to flip the screen back again. All right, so as we go through this, I'm going to show you the different ways that you can use a green screen in your classroom. Now I'm going to zero in a little bit on this. You can use a green screen to assess students' understanding. I want to show you what this is. Now, if I go on here, I actually linked this right into my videos. So this Okay, I'm going to mute that and let it keep playing. Now I want to explain to you what I did with this. What this was I had created this graphic organizer that had visualizing. We all do visualizing in our classrooms, right? And so I had the kids listen to the story Owl Moon, great story for visualizing. And I had these kids listen and draw what they saw. And so what they did was they drew everything that they saw. And then I said, okay, now we're going to write about what we saw. So they went ahead and they wrote about what they saw, and then they drew pictures. This is their little video. And I did this with the green screen app that I'm going to show you in a minute. And I actually put their drawing behind them, and they had to go ahead and explain to me what they were doing. So each one of them has their little excerpt about what they had learned. So that is one way that you can go ahead and use a green screen. Thanks, Jason. I thought it was kind of fun. The kids absolutely love it. Okay, so let's move on to the second thing. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I absolutely love pictures. And so my kids love pictures of themselves. Figure that. But they love pictures of themselves. Isn't this guy a doll? I asked his mom if I could put this on her. She's like, oh gosh, I just love it. And I actually have him on my TPT page too. He's such a cutie. He just has the biggest smile ever. This actually isn't interactive, but I wanted to show you that I have this Hollywood wall that if you go to my linktoteach.com, I'll show you what that is. But that's where I post all of their videos. Isn't he beautiful? I just love that kid. He has a heart of gold too. But these kids absolutely love this, and so I went ahead and I put his picture on here and I framed them all, and everything that they do for me from now on is put next to their picture with a QR code, and the kids can go up and scan it and see what activities or presentations that child's done. So that's another way you can use it for photos. Now, in the end, I'll show you where you can get all the lesson plans on how to do this. Okay, now this was so much fun. We did this week. This little girl we had read the story, Horrible Harry and the Green Slime in 2nd grade. And what I had them do was I had them think of something at the end, because the last chapter was about demonstrations, and obviously Horrible Harry made green slime. So I had her go ahead and I had her decide, what would you like to demonstrate? Because everyone in the class did something different. She said, I want to learn how to make Play-Doh. So we watched a YouTube video. She practiced her writing fluency and her reading fluency by doing this project, which is amazing. And then this is the 2nd grade I was talking about, that I taught her how to use this app, and she used it in like 5 minutes flat. I tell you, the kids are better at this than we are. So here's her little video. Uh-oh, not getting any sound right now. Oh, I muted it, silly. Okay, so she had to not only learn steps and directions, also had to learn how to use the pictures that we had taken of her steps, write her steps out, read her steps orally, which you'll see was a struggle because my kids are struggling readers. But she loved it so much and she was so proud of it. It is great for informational writing, Miss Ward. And I love that she was excited, because so many times I see my kids come into my room and they are not excited at all about reading. And they don't even know they're reading when they're doing this. They're writing, they're reading, and they're loving it. So I'm telling you, this green screen stuff is gold. You've got to try it in your classroom, and I'm going to show you all about that in just a sec. Okay, now, I had this little 1st grader. He came to school one day, and he had on a little belt that had a Superman thing on it. And he says, Mrs. Marian, I wore this Superman belt today. I said, oh, that's so amazing. He goes, I even tucked in my shirt so you could see my Superman belt. I said, that's amazing. I said, well, why would you wear a Superman belt to school? And he goes, because when I wear it, am a super learner. And I'm like, no way. Are you kidding me? He's like, no, I'm a super learner. It makes me listen better. You know how we used to do that? Put your thinking caps on to the kids. He totally wore his Superman belt so he could be a Superman learner. And so here, I got to show you this video. It's so cute. So here he is. What a doll. I didn't put his face in this one, but this has no sound. Yay, he's flying over the classroom, learning better than any student around. So anyway, I used that for that, and he just absolutely felt like a star. Like, oh my gosh, I was Superman and I flew over Mrs. Marmion's classroom. So I'm going to take you to the next page, and I'm going to show you some things that I've used this for to excite my kids about learning. How long does it take to do? You know what? With this app I'm going to show you, less than a half an hour, okay? If you get really good at it, you can just whip it in and out in about 15 minutes, okay? That video took me maybe 5 minutes, and I actually put that one on Instagram because it was so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do to excite my kids. And I've seen teachers do this. They send their kids like a little video and they say, hey, you're not going to believe what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. So I used my green screen to, after we did the Horrible Harry story, I didn't tell them we were going to do demonstrations. And this is my video I created to show them what we were going to do, and I sent this home to their parents, and so they could watch this.
In the book Horrible Harry and the Green Slime, I have a surprise for you. So when you come into school tomorrow, you are going to find some things at our table.
Okay, so I used that to kind of like get them totally going and thinking, oh no, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? When they came in the next day, because their parents are on board and they got to see exactly what we're going to do, and there's all that stuff sitting on the table. So that's when we started making the Play-Doh. Someone made slime, and then I don't teach 1st or 2nd grade solely. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade struggling readers. So I am basically a Title I teacher and an RTI coordinator. So I do all of this, but I'm always looking for ways to try to make my kids want to come to my room and want to learn. You know, when you pull kids out of a classroom, it's sometimes parents get a little upset about that because they're like, you're singling my child out. So I try to make my time in my classroom something they don't want to miss. And I have kids begging me, when can I come to your class? And I feel kind of bad about that because I think we all should be offering them these fun experiences, not just the ones who are struggling. So that's why I want everyone to see these things so that everyone can start using them in their classroom. You're a tech teacher, an interventionist. Yeah, and I'm telling you, tech is where it is. Kids love it. Teachers love it. And I did so much tech today that I didn't even realize my day went by so fast. You agree too, huh, Jason? All right, so let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the next part. I did book trailers with my kids last year. This was a 1st grader. I have to show you real quick what he did because you can do so much with, this is actually the iMovie app. So if you have that, you can do that, and I'll bring you back. But here it is. This one I love. And I just want you to see the special effects you can include that really bring those kids in. I found moving backgrounds and awesome music. This was the book Jumanji, and a 1st grader read that. He absolutely loved it.
Hi, my name is Aiden, and I'm in 1st grade, and I read the book Jumanji.
So I actually could take pictures from the story.
This book won a Cattle Award.
I always want them to tell what award it won.
This book is a book about magic.
He absolutely loved it. He begged me in the hallway every day, please, 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 can I come in? So I school, but it got to be so cumbersome that I just felt like I was gypping my own kids. So I just felt like, oh, I need to settle down. I need to maybe do this just for my kids now. So I have trained my kids on how to do this. And so when other kids in the school read award-winning books or want to share a book, they know to come to my bulletin board outside my thing, pull a book trailer planning sheet out, and they can do it. And my 5th graders are the ones who actually make the book trailers for them now. So they love it. They love that responsibility too. And then I share it out with the whole entire school. So now the next thing you can do is I have used this, darn, I keep thinking this is just a scroll through thing, and it's not. It's actually a slideshow. Silly. All right, so what I actually have done with this is found different ways to use it. So I'm going to show you how I use it for myself for social media, because I'm going to use that green screen myself, right? All right, for myself.
Do you feel like your students are real readers? Are they reading and truly loving every minute of it?
All right, so see how you can put pictures behind yourself? And I made like a really quick video, and I put this on Instagram. If you make a 15-second video, if you make a 15-second video, so it's real simple to do that. And I did that with this app I'm going to explain to you in just a second. No music, you can use this app. All right, now here's another one that I did. All right, it does tap into Canvas. You can put movies behind videos. So the kids thought they were just like so completely special. Who doesn't love Willy Wonka?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. We were surprised it hadn't won a major.
I just want you to see the part where I put the video behind them. They absolutely loved it.
About a factory that with the best chocolate in the world is called Mr. Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
It's not like most factories. Nobody's allowed inside.
All right, it's got to be coming up here. There it is.
Have you ever seen a single person going into the
You remember that clip?
There must be people working there.
Charlie Bucket. Who doesn't love Charlie Bucket? Okay, so that's what I did with my 5th grade last year. That was one of those book trailers that we did. Okay, so what I've got for you, and I'm going to wrap this all up for you, is I have for you 8 ways. I had to look. 8 ways you can use a green screen in your classroom with this really simple app. The kids can use it. I could use it. If you have a MacBook, you could do so much more, but you don't have to. You can have an iPad, one app, it costs $2.99, and you can make all of these videos, no music, sorry, that has to come with iMovie, but if you have that app, you can make all of these videos just with their sound, and go ahead, and maybe you could play music in the background. That might be an idea too, if you don't have the ability to put the music into the video. So let me show you 8 ways, and I have a lesson plan for each of these 8 ways that you can grab on my store for free. A true green screen, I'm going to show you that too. So I don't want to leave anything out. I want you to have everything you need. So I'm going to flip the 8 ways I've come up with to assess student learning. Okay, what have you done? Show me on the green screen what you've done. Put fun backgrounds behind student photos. They absolutely love that. They feel like movie stars. Practice oral reading, writing fluency. Present a report or create a presentation. My kids are working on a presentation on Jackie Robinson right now. Record a play or performance. What a great way to do fluency practice and all those speaking skills we have to do for Common Core. Create an announcement to build anticipation like I did with the Horrible Harry thing. Social media videos for you and your students, and create book trailers. You can use green screens in your classroom that I thought of today, but I know I'm going to think of some more. So let me show you where you can find these apps and what they are. Now, I looked high and low for a PC app or a Google-based app. There isn't very many of them, but if you have an iPad, you're set. If you don't, there are some, and you can use them. The one I found, I'll show you right here. Now, you can use that one, only pictures though, not videos. But that one costs $4.99. You can find it on Google Play. Now, the next one that I found is an Apple app. This is the app that my kids use, and it's amazing. I'll show you. It's called Do Ink, a green screen app by Do Ink. Now, Do Ink has a couple apps. One's like a doodle one, and one's a green screen one. You want the green screen one, and yes, it's only $2.99. Now, with that one, that's the one we use. And I used to make the announcement for my kids for the Horrible Harry, and that's the one the little girl used to make her demonstration one. $2.99. Now, green screen. I know you're all asking that. Do you need to have a green screen? You need to have something green. Now, there are a lot of things if you go online to read about the chroma color that you have to have for a green screen, but it doesn't have to be perfect, but I found a green screen backdrop that you can pin to a bulletin board to make a temporary one, or I actually have mine up permanently on a little ledge, so it's like a stage, but you can find them here. I'm going to show you. 6x9. Now just Google Amazon and find it. But look at that, $18.99. You can have that for $18.99. That's not a big deal. I couldn't even buy fabric for that. So all of this information will be on my blog later on. You're welcome. I love sharing this kind of stuff, and I love exciting readers and teachers. I mean, we got to go to school every day, and so do they. We have to have fun when we're doing this as well. We don't need to get caught up in the humdrum standards this and testing that. Yeah, for sure. So I wanted to give you things you could use that do all of that, but they do it in such a fun way. Okay, so that's where you can find your green screen, or you know what, look up the colors, and you can even go to a fabric store and kind of match those colors. Also, I've seen where I actually painted a stool and all these other things in a green color, and it works just fine. So you don't have to have this perfect little color like they say you have to have. Something in that bright green color is fine. Okay? All right, the next thing I wanted to show you is what I'm going to be talking about next week. Next week, I know you're all like, great, this is an app, how do I do it? I'm going to teach you how to exactly do what I just did. You're going to learn how to use that app and how to make green screen movies like that. And then you can teach your kids. Now, what I've decided to do is I found this way where I can make a video, a tutorial, and you can actually keep that video and use it with your kids. So if they're in a center and you want them to learn how to use the app, they can just play that video and it will show them exactly how to use the app. So that, like me, I have groups, like 10 groups a day coming in and out. So I like to do some of this stuff independently, so they do that then. So next week, there we go. So 5, we are going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to use these green screens and apps and for videos and pictures. Now, my friend Cammie has been using these apps nonstop, and I have told my kids, you know, this is my friend. She uses all these apps. You've got to start using them. That's what the Chatterpix came from. If you haven't seen my Instagram post today, that came from a Chatterpix app that I actually used. I think Jen Jones put that one on there. But the kids are like, that's so fun. I said, yeah, we could totally do that. That would be a lot of fun. But if you want to go ahead and find me and find any of these things, because I brag about them and talk about my kids and all their experiences all the time, here's where maybe you can do a little screenshot of it. I basically am on every social media there is known to mankind. It makes me exhausted, but it is linked to teach on all of them. So it's Facebook, Instagram, Periscope. I really like Instagram. That's where I do most of mine. So anyway, Pinterest I've got to work on a little bit, and I've been trying to figure out Twitter a little more. I've had so much fun, and honestly, I've talked and talked and talked, and I've gotten so excited. I feel just like you, Cammie, but I think that I wanted to show it all to you, and I wanted to give it to you quick. I can't thank my friend Cammie Butterfield enough for showing me all these great apps and helping me along the way, and it's nice to have a partner to kind of talk things over with. And we've got some things in store for you guys with our apps and our green screen and our reading motivation stuff. So thank you, Jason. I hope you guys can join us. I say us because we found these things together later on, and I hope that we can find some things that you guys need and you're going to be able to use next day in the classroom. Now, to grab all of this stuff for free, I have not had a chance to do my blog yet. If you saw my earlier Periscope, I looked a little ragged. I'm tired, and so I'll probably get to that tomorrow, but I'll put all these resources up there. But if you want a quick way to do this tomorrow, or you want to just look at it in my Teachers Pay Teachers store at Link to Teach, you can find... I'm so glad you got to see it too. I'm so glad that you were glad to see it. That's amazing. So you share this out with your friends and have them, you know, get as excited as you are, and we'll get our kids learning and having fun together. So if you go to my linktoteach.com blog, you will find everything. First graders, I think first graders can do it. They're going to need a little help, but totally. And, you know, we help them with pretty much everything anyway, don't we? And I think it would be great for them to be reading a story. They love to read a story. They feel so successful when they can read a story. They could read a story and you could make a video out of it, and then you could have other kids listen to that during listen to story time during like Daily 5 or something like that. So I think a first grade story of them reading would be great. I practice fluency, like poems and different things, and they can do them too. I have other great apps and other great things that I can show you too for fluency, but I think this green screen thing is amazing. When they get up on that stage, I'm telling you, they become a new person, they become confident, and that's what we want our readers and our learners to be, right? Reading confidently and learning confidently. So I am so excited that you guys came to join me, and I cannot wait to see you again next week. I will show you step by step how to use that app, because sometimes I feel like I just don't have time to teach myself everything. So guess what? I will teach you step by step next week how to use the Doing app. You're welcome. I will teach you how to use that app, and we'll go step by step through it, and you'll be ready to use it the next day. Okay? So I'm always 6 p.m. Thursdays, Periscope, Link to Teach. I am so completely excited that you were here, and I hope you have a great Friday tomorrow and enjoy your weekend. It's a long one for us. I hope it is for you too. So, all right, thank you so much for joining me.